And today we're going to be working on this journal cover and then the block that's in the journal cover. There's the block. I'm doing a different kind of binding. They are single sheets that I've used 2-inch strips of paper to attach to each other. Now, 2 of the papers are sewn together, like on the sewing machine, so they have pockets. And I tea-dyed all kinds of papers. Yeah, that's the rest of the tea-dyeing that I did in the garage. But these are some of the pages, just so you can see the end result. I'm really happy with the way they turned out. Some are just plain tea, some are watercolor and tea dye. Pretty, aren't they? I used my stencils and I used some of the plastic mats. Yep, there's a pocket. Now the paper that you see that's blue is from Joey Cardmaker. I'm going to link below to his digitals that I used there. So this journal is going to hold all the things that I've been making as I've been layering. And I'm going to add embellishments to the block of pages in a layering style. So here's the cover. It was a paper bag from Mother's Day, and the text block will go in there. There's a pocket at the front and there's a wedge at the back. And eventually we'll attach the block of papers to the paper bag and make a pocket there. So let's put some of the things that I've already made. I have a couple of layers on each of them. This is a paper bag and a digital from Anne at Oldesina. And the paper bag will have a pocket both behind it, and obviously the bag itself is a pocket. I started with some cheesecloth, very fine cheesecloth at the side, 90, that's its designation of kind of cheesecloth. And then there's a little bit of lace and of course the damask printed paper. So 2 places to tuck tags, and we'll have to make some layered tags to go in there. And on the front, that's mulberry paper, and I've used a part of a digital from Anne at Oldesina, and along with more cheesecloth and a one of the statement that I made. I'll link below. You can get that statement and to Anne's digitals and to Joey Cardmaker's digitals also. Yeah, how are you doing? Are you well? I hope you're well. If nobody's told you yet today, you matter. How you feel, what you say, what you think, it matters. I'm making this video a little ahead of time because I've got a few busy weeks ahead of me. So just working hard in the craft room. I'm planning a tea party for our daughter's 40th birthday, and that's pretty involved, and I'm going to be using some of my crafting, my paper art things and abilities to make something pretty for her and her guests. Yeah, so attaching with glue stick the little bit of cheesecloth and then art glitter glue on top of that cheesecloth, and then attaching it to the front. Now that's only 1, 2, 3, 4 layers, five I guess with the statement. You gotta fall in love with trying. Yeah. I'm gonna add some lace and other things, but that's for another day. Right now we have the front and we have the back, and I'm going to do the pocket there with some art glitter glue, attach the pocket, and it's just a plain bag from Chinese food. I'm giving it because it has the memory of being given him. My kids brought over Chinese food for Mother's Day, and the bag was still clean, as you know that doesn't happen that often. So there we go. This is where we're starting anyhow. Now on to Joy Cardmaker's digitals. Yes, I'll link below to these. These are free on his Ko-fi page. And I wanted to make this 3-fold thing, folder. There we go, folder. And put it into one of the pages in the journal. Again, tying into the afternoon tea theme that is in my brain. And when I saw him making a version of this, his version of this, I was enchanted. The colors were perfect, and the thought that went into this. You see, one is for right, one is for left, one is for middle. Yeah. I'm kind of cutting out, I'm editing out the majority of the fussy cutting, because you know how to fussy cut, but in principle, you move the paper, not your scissor. That gets a better result. So the way he designed these is brilliant. I really appreciate the care that he took in designing these 3 pages. And again, I'll link below and you can go check it out yourself. But you'll see how delightful it is when it comes together. And any mistakes, obviously, is my user error. He did all he could to make sure that it was easy to put together. You don't always see very detailed instructions on digitals. Well, this one has it. And thank you, Joey. Appreciate it. I have to trim that little white piece or cover it up with ink. I think I'm going to use Distress ink to cover it up. I'll trim it a little bit, as much as I can, and then I'll use Distress ink to catch the folds. When I put the 3rd side on, this one here that I'm covering up, which ends up being the front cover, I have it placed slightly incorrectly, and so I have to trim it a wee bit, but it works out fine. That's how nice junk journaling, isn't it? Yes, I'm pointing out to the reason he did the digital. It was a part of the A to Z collaboration. So we can fix things as we go along. Things don't have to be perfect. Yeah, junk journaling or journaling in this manner is an exercise in making things work, even if it's not perfect. I'm using that white sheet. It has a plastic coating on it. It was the back of a large felt sticker, and I just kept it because it's so useful for this purpose. I sort of go in between using flyers or something and using this waxy surfaced white sheet when I'm gluing. See, I'm just trimming it so that it will fold. There we go. And I realize that I was folding it incorrectly. I was folding it inside out. Yeah. Here we go. Trimming it just a little bit. And then I'll use ink. What are you working on right now? Are you working on a journal, or are you making pockets, or are you making envelopes, or yeah, what are you working on? Leave a comment below. I'd love to know. Do you have a channel? Do you also make videos? If you do, connect with me. I'd love to see what you're doing. I enjoy making videos. I was counting up how long I've been doing steady videos, meaning one every week, and it's been 8 months now. I've had this channel for a number of years, 6 years, and you know how it is. Life gets in the way. You do this, you do that, but I've been really steady since last September 1st, doing a video every week. And unless for some reason I can't, I still intend to, even if I have to make the videos earlier than the date that I'm going to release them on YouTube. So we've got other things we can put in the journal. We have this little folder. I think I'm going to glue it down to a page in here, in this journal. And I'm going to put it on one of Joey Cardmaker's pages, because obviously it fits. Nope, not inside. It's going to go on a page. The reason I chose this kind of binding is I've not done this before, and I wanted each page to stand out. Do you see the pockets there that he designed? They're meant to go specifically over top of the exact place. I finally figured out which way it has to fold. There, you see the pocket on the left? It goes over the lady's skirt, and it's as though there is no pocket. Beautifully designed, Joey. Thanks. Do you like fussy cutting? I do, until my hand starts hurting. I did buy a Cricut, and I thought I would use that for fussy cutting, but the bother of trying to pull the digital images, sorry, I'm yawning, put the digital images into the software of the Cricut software, and then arranging the pages, and yeah, I just pick up a scissors still. And when my hand gets tired, I stop, do something else. Those little scissors work really well. They're so sharp. Unfortunately, they kind of bent at the end, so they're a tad wonky. But if you're holding it the correct way, it'll go toward the direction you want it to go. The bend in it. I'm going to try some art glitter glue on this and make sure that it goes down exactly as it should, right over that lady's dress, so the image is exactly the same. And I really appreciate how they're designed with the edging is slightly the same color as the ink, the distress ink, vintage photo distress ink. So you can't tell really where the printed image ends and the distress ink begins. It blends beautifully. Do the little notch on this pocket and fold the edges in. And it's nice to have a pocket where the edges are folded in. There's more than just a flat piece of paper, because then whatever you put in the pocket, you can put more in, and it's less likely to tear. It has more wiggle room. I don't know. See, it goes over top of there beautifully. And then if you didn't see the notch, you wouldn't realize it was a pocket or more than one page. There we go. I figured out where the front is. Now I'm going to put it on a page. That page. That's where I'm going to put it. And I'm going to layer something on top of the middle of the page. That 2-inch strip of paper holding this piece to that piece. And I'm going to use this journaling card here in the middle. It'll fold when the page is closed, but that's okay. It just provides something extra. And one layer is not enough. So I'm going to add some lace. and some extra little tags that he has there that can be fussy cut. The tag that says tea, and the other tag which is, yeah, it's real light and pretty with a few flowers. And that one there. It's pretty, huh? I like the word tea anchoring the page at the bottom and the flowers at the top. I think because they're echoing the flowers that are on the trifold tag. I'm going to find some lace in a minute because I think to myself, it needs something on top there. Here we go, finding lace. There's all my laces. And yes, that cardboard is from a package of soup. I just cut down whatever cardboard is handy to wrap the lace around. So someday I might change to a pretty lace holder tag, but for right now, the soup can cardboard works. How do you keep your laces? Do you have a pretty spool that you put them on? It's kind of funny what I choose to decorate and what I don't choose to decorate. And right now I'm using just plain pins to hold the lace end onto the rest of the lace. For a while there I was using tape that is meant as medical tape because it sticks but it doesn't ruin the lace. Because obviously as medical tape it works on your skin without too much damage. But then I lost a tape, and you know how that goes. And a pin is handy, and the grandchildren are older now. They're not going to have a problem with pins, and they don't play with the lace anyhow. So just putting some vintage photo distressing on the edges to get rid of the white at the edge. And it blends so well with the color that is the tags are designed on the edge. If you're enjoying this, I would be honored if you'd consider subscribing. I'd love to spend more time with you. Give this video a like. That helps the algorithm show other people. Perhaps they're interested in this also. So, I don't usually say anything, but I do appreciate very much those of you who have subscribed. You're very welcome here, and I'd love to get to know you all. Whatever you're working on, or whatever you're thinking, or how life is going for you. If there's anything that I could create for you, I think that would be fun to share. I've started with a group of people in the area where I live, and we're crafting in person. So I brought along some of the paper bags that I am working with here, the damask printed ones, and I brought along a few copies of the layering checklist, the one that's a few videos back that there's a link to. I'll link below for that also. But maybe there's something that you think of, oh, I need this digital whatever. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's something that you need. Maybe I can do it. Maybe I can help. Or I can point you, perhaps, to someone who's already done it. This is such a welcoming community, the junk journaling, crafting community. Kind people. I appreciate kind remarks. And we can't all agree on how things go, but in most cases, most people are very kind. Now this glue is not cooperating the way I want it to. Yes, and I'll be addressing it sternly to make sure that it holds on. It's an interesting binding. See how yeah. Here's a note in case you're interested. I do get it to work eventually, but not on this video. You'll see it next week. So next week is I'll continue working on this digital and laying down more layers, because one layer or 2 layers aren't enough. We've got to add more. That's what this journal will be all about. I wish you well. I wish you happy crafting. If you want to play along with me using Joey Cardmaker's digitals, I'll leave the link below. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Take care. I'm Lori, and I make things out of paper. I like doing deep dives into topics and learning more. And I hope you're well. Here we go. Have a happy week, and I wish you happy crafting. Bye for now.